Hello and welcome to Screencast 24 for the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland Introduction to Vectorworks. What I want to talk to you about on this one is about layer planes and heights, Z heights of layer planes, and also working planes as well. So we were working, or have been working pretty much throughout, on a design layer 1, which is a height of 0, if you like. It's at the ground level. And we could see that if I draw an object, so design layer 1 is my active layer here, I draw an object there and extrude it out 500, it's sitting on the ground there, see. What we can do, and if you look back into the chandlers, we can give, if you've still got the chandler handy, then open it up again and go to Tools Organization and have a look at the design layers, and you'll see that quite a lot of the design layers are 0, they're on the ground level, but some, like the catwalk structure, the catwalks, tab track and galleries, have a height. So if I draw anything on the catwalks layer, it will be drawn at 4150 above the stage floor, if you like. One to keep an eye on. So I've created a little layer here. If I look at Tools Organization in this drawing, I can see that the 500 millimeter layer is 500 millimeters above the sheet of paper, if you like, lying on the ground or the stage floor. So if I select a 500 millimeter layer there and I draw, again I haven't measured it, but if I draw the same object again, so if I spin round, you'll see that that's now drawing it at 500 and then extrude it up 500 mil. It's drawn its starting at 500 because that's what the layer is set at. So both of them have a bot Z of 0. So that's 0 relative to the layer it's sitting on. That's got minus 500 now because it's seeing that. That's got a bot Z of minus 500 relative to the layer that I have active. If I put the design layer 1 on, it will show me it's 0 relative to its own layer. Likewise, that will show us a bot 0 of 5 because it's relative. If I go to the object, the layer it's already sitting on, it's bot 0. So it's kind of, you need to be pretty careful with what you're doing here. But just worth noting that. Another thing that we haven't really touched on is working planes. So this object here is these kind of sloping faces. If I wanted to draw a cylinder coming out from that face there, or coming out from that face, it would be fairly tricky to draw in this in the layer plane that we're on, and then try and tilt it over. So in the tool sets, in the 3D tool set, sorry, there's a set working plane, which is a really powerful tool, and it will kind of glue itself or kind of suggest where you want to the plane you might want to work on. So say I want to draw something on that, or glue something to that face there. If I click on that and then go up here and see where it says look at working plane, it'll rotate the whole drawing around so that the plane that I'm looking at now, that is flat to me as a viewer. You can see the two cylinders are angled a little bit. So that means if I chose the circle tool again and I drew on that and extruded out, then go back to working plane and back to right isometric, you can see that that's drawn that quite nicely on the angle, quite simply, perfectly. Another thing which is super useful to learn is saved views. So if I wanted to save this view, if I was doing a presentation and I had I had Act 1, Act 2, for example, or I wanted to show the model with the masking in, with the masking out, if I wanted to show rigging points or not rigging points, rather than in the presentation to be switching things on and off here, I can use saved views here and have preset views which I can call back on. So if I double click on that, there's a couple that I've got from before. We'll do a new one called new ISO. Okay, and then that saves that view there. I'll get rid of the old one. We'll need to go to Tools, Organization. I'll get rid of the old ISO because that was one I was playing with before. Delete, yes, and Plan, delete, just so I can go through that again with you. So there's one done. Just click off and click on again. Nope, still there. Don't know why that is. If I went to top plan and I want to do a new plan there, call that one plan. Okay, we'll call that plan. Then if I was talking about the drawing that I did and I clicked on new ISO there, it'll spin round to whatever the saved view was that I wanted to capture, and then plan, click on that, we go back to the plan view when I'm talking about it in my presentation. So plan views is really, really, really powerful and a great way of having not needing to go into your layers and switch things on and off, because you don't want to show everything to everyone. Sound, only want to see sound. Lighting, maybe only want to see lighting, and stage want to show the masking position. So having lots of these saved views showing each one, and maybe a couple of different isometric views from the audience, are dead easy to jump through and make your presentation look really slick. So what I want you to do on this one is to create a layer, create a new layer with a Z height, place objects on it, note the positions of things, their Z heights with reference to the layers they're on, and try and do a working plane, do an angled face of some description with a working plane that you set, and make sure you're comfortable with all those things, and then we'll move on to a slightly different exercise in the next task. See you then.